Hello and welcome to Point of View. So SpaceX yesterday posted some cool images of Super Heavy being upgraded to use a separation method called hot staging. The social media is abuzz with this new upgrade before the next integrated flight test. So what's all the fuss about hot staging? What is it and how does it work? And more importantly, is it the path-breaking never-before-tried idea that many seem to think it is? Let's dive right in. Hot staging is a technique that SpaceX is implementing to enhance the performance of its Starship spacecraft. The technique is aimed at correcting the issue of separation that plagued the first integrated flight test, leading to SpaceX pulling the trigger on the self-destruct command, detonating the hardware high above the Gulf of Mexico. Well, this time Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, decided that the upper stage of Starship will ignite its engines while still attached to the Super Heavy booster. In other words, Starship's second stage engines will fire up to push the ship away from the booster to facilitate a smooth and certain separation, aiming to increase the chances of success on the next Starship flight. This is a significant change to the way that stage separation works. To make hot staging happen, SpaceX has installed a new spacecraft separation hardware called hot staging interstage or vented interstage on its Booster 9 Starship Super Heavy prototype. The switch to hot staging is expected to increase the payload-to-orbit capacity of Starship by approximately 10%. To accommodate this technique, SpaceX is modifying the Super Heavy booster with additional vents and shielding to facilitate the exhaust from the upper stage. Booster 9 is set to return to the launch site in the coming days with the installation of its hot staging ring now complete. This ring will enable the ship to separate from the booster in flight after igniting some of its Raptor engines while the booster is still burning 3 low-throttled engines. This ring will let out the pressure of Ship 25's Raptor engines as they ignite when the booster and ship are still attached. For Starship, most of the 33 Raptor engines on the Super Heavy booster would be turned off, but a few still firing, when the engines on the Starship upper stage are ignited. Doing so avoids the loss of thrust during traditional stage separation, where the lower stage shuts down first. The hot staging ring is expected to make its debut soon and will replace an earlier, more complicated separation sequence. Interestingly, hot staging isn't new. It has been used on Russian launch vehicles for decades. In the US, the Titan II, a two-stage liquid fuel rocket, was using hot staging in the 60s. Here's a video from a Titan II showing hot staging of the upper stage, which destroys the vented interstage at separation. Back then, hot staging was known as a fire-in-the-hole separation technique. In the hot staging technique, a few seconds prior to separation, you see the exhaust products from the second stage engine venting out of the interstage exhaust ports. After stage separation, and as the second stage clears away from the first stage, the second stage engine ramps up rapidly in thrust with enough force to blast away part of the interstage structure on top of the first stage. Since the Titan II did hot stage routinely, Americans have used the concept for a while. As for the next Starship and Booster 9 launch, we can't wait to see how the Super Heavy booster will handle hot staging and if that will minimize damage to the ring and top dome at stage separation. It sure puts a nice ring of hope to the next flight. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.